Welcome to the Emotional Core Therapy app on the Android phone. I still haven't gotten on the iPhone yet, but that should be hopefully done in the next couple of months. Emotional core therapy is scientifically proven to be the most effective psychological approach available worldwide to treat depression. And how can we say that? It's the only approach in the whole world that treats the root cause of stress. The root cause of stress is the temporary arousal of one of the four emotions, which are joy, grief, fear, and relief. And grief is basically sadness or depression, so you can monitor that. So in this app, this tutorial right here, I'm going to show you how to use the app. I've been doing this for the last 20 years, training professionals, teaching professionals, working in the hospital, ER, supervisory roles, private practice, helping people with depression. So let's jump right in now and show you how the app works. In this hypothetical patient of mine, he's suffering depression from losing, going through a divorce of a couple years where he loved his wife. So now she's moved out of the house. So we start the process by clicking on the Start New ECT app. Okay, so what is causing you stress today? Well, he's lost his wife, so he says, my wife divorced me. So we type that in. My wife divorces me. This could be used for any type of loss, but we're just giving you an example here as to use it. This could be used for financial loss, friendship loss, you name it, workplace stress, any type of sadness that you're facing, injuries, etc., pain, physical pain, etc. So my wife has divorced me, so I'm feeling stressed about it. And what relationship are you entering and leaving? Whereas the app makes you ask 8 basic questions to yourself, and that by doing so, you're treating the root cause of stress every time. So what relationship are you entering and leaving? I'm leaving a relationship with my wife. I'm leaving a relationship with my wife. Now we can talk in the app or type it out. I'm just going to type it out right now for you, but we can do both. So watch this, relationship with wife. Okay. All right. And now the next step is this. What is the predominant need of someone or something that is causing you stress? So needs cause us stress. They're from people, places, and things. Now, in this situation, is it emotional, financial, spiritual, physical? Really, it's all four, but we break it down one by one. So let's say for now, he's suffering stress from the physical comforts he had his wife. So basically physical. We write it down right here. You know, we can type into the app. He misses his physical connection with his wife. That's an example. So what we do, we can actually go into Google here and research more particulars if we want to, but that's enough for now. We're gonna go to the next phase right here. The next step is what senses are being aroused. Your senses perceive the needs that are causing you stress. So what senses are being aroused? Well, we see it, we hear it, these things are going on, maybe touch, loss of touch. So he misses his wife on these different levels. Now here's the trick. Here's the real key aspect of the app, why it's so effective, is you can rate your level of stress. So which emotion is being aroused? Now he loved his wife for a long time. He used to have a lot of joy, and that's gone now. So the 4 emotions are joy, grief, fear, relief, and you can rate those 1 to 10. Right now he has a lot of grief. Let's say his grief is like an 8 out of 10 right here. So he rates himself 8 out of 10, and he has some bodily symptoms from that stress: sadness, anxious mood, feelings of hopelessness, etc. And so what happens is, when people suffer great stress, it's important to monitor how you feel over and over again, because it does dissipate over time. In immediate, when it really happens right away, sure, people are feeling really down, depressed, etc. But if you can talk it out and write it out and release it somehow, you're going to feel better, and that's what the app is about. So let's go to this. He's rating his pen 8 out of 10. Maybe he's talking to a counselor or a doctor, etc., or a minister, or synagogue leader, etc. He's trying to deal with his stress. So right now he feels very stressed out. His stress is grief. He feels an 8 out of 10. The 4 emotions are a navigation tool. We want joy and relief. We don't want grief and fear. So he's got to do something about it. So that's the 4th step. The 5th step is the automatic step. And that stress reverberates throughout your musculoskeletal system right here. So we show that example. The 3rd and 5th steps, again, are automatic, basically. There's only 6 basic steps to the app. So where do you feel the stress? Now, let's say he feels the stress in his mind. He can feel it anywhere, but in his mind, so we want to type it in here. Now, we can use the voice activation system the whole time, just talk it out instead of typing it out. But let's use the voice activation system here. I feel stress in my neck from my wife divorcing me. I feel stress in my neck from being divorced with my wife. That's what's going on. So let's see if it, for some reason it's not really, the voice activation system's not working. Let's just type it in here. Okay, I have stress in my neck, in my neck, in my mind. So that's what his stress is. It could be anywhere on your body. Everybody feels their stress differently. So he knows where stress is. He feels it. The next step is to release it. How do you release this stress? Well, he can talk it out and write it out here. So that's what we're doing. I released it. I am stressed out today regarding my relationship choice with my wife, who's divorced me. Okay, who has divorced me? Divorced me. All right, so he writes that down, and the feeling he has again is grief. There's only 4 emotions. That's what causes the body stress. And the 8th step is just to get back to a peaceful, mindful state of being. Just learn to stay calm. Mindfulness is a great way to reset yourself. There's really only 7 steps to the app, but when we stay calm, we think better. So the 8th step is just a mindfulness state of being, deep breathing. Let's play that for like the 40 seconds of the app so you see how it works. Because when you stay calm, you make better decisions. Once he learns to breathe and relax, he's going to examine what's going on in all his relationships that he's picking on, that he's choosing. So here we go.
Let your mind relax and daydream. Whatever thoughts come and go in your mind, simply observe them as if from a distance. Notice your breathing. Breathe in through the nose for a count of 3. And out through a count of 6. Feel yourself slowly regaining yourself from the stress of the outside world. When you reach a calm state of being, click on the icon below to end the 8-step process.
Now he's ready to go back and start another ECT. Let's go back to home here. And so he's back at the home. Now let's say he's still stressed, and you know sometimes when you have a divorce, you're stressed for a while. It could be weeks, months, even longer. But now he's worried about his finances situation because maybe he's out of the house now. So let's try to say examine that form of stress with him. So let's start again with the new ECT process. What relationship are you entering? Are causing you stress today? My divorce with my wife, my divorce, and losing my home. That's his stress. So that's what's causing him stress. What relationship are you entering or leaving? I would say it's with the home and wife. So we just talk it out, write it out. And next step is, what is the predominant need of someone or something that's caused you stress? This time we're going to pick financial, that he feels stressed financially. Again, I'm going to try to use the voice activation system here, which works almost all the time. You could talk into this app like you're talking to your girlfriend, a boyfriend, or a therapist, and it really is helpful. So let's try to do that. Because you're taking responsibility for all your relationship choices. That's what's so beneficial about it. So let's try the app right now and say, I'm financially stressed about losing my home. I feel stressed about losing my home and getting divorced. So there, we typed it in here. So we see now that the need is causing us stress is with the wife and losing the home. We click that on and we go to the next one. The next step is, what senses are being aroused? Well, we see it, we hear it, maybe we touch it, the home is gone now. Those senses are being aroused. This is kind of an automatic step. The next step is, again, what emotion is being aroused? Well, he has grief and fear. Let's say he has a lot of fear because he can't afford the financial situation. So let's say his fear, which is anxiety or dread, is basically almost a 7 out of 10. So he rates that there. He has nervousness, irritability, on edge. He has danger, panic. His blood pressure is rising, etc. So we have all these things there, the symptoms of anxiety, which is fear. And he rates that, and he feels horrible. Next step is stress goes throughout the muscle system. That's an automatic step. It reverberates like an echo. That's what stress is. The next step is, where does he feel his stress? Well, let's say he feels his stress on his stomach right here. So we go to our stomach, and we say we feel stress in our stomach area. So he put that in there. And then the next step is, how do you release that stress? Well, he talks it out to the app again too. He says, I'm gonna try the voice activation system. I'm gonna talk into this app and tell it how stressed I am about losing my home and getting divorced. And the feeling he has is, we're going to talk about we're going to type that feeling in right now. The feeling is fear, which is basically anxiety, right? And then he's going to do some deep breathing. This time we'll only do deep breathing for like 10 seconds because you have the idea of it. You really don't need to do the 8 steps. There's 7 steps to the process, but we reset from time to time. It helps you to think better, to stay calm. So let's just watch the video for like 10 seconds this time.
Let your mind relax and daydream. Whatever thoughts come and go in your mind, simply observe them as if from a distance.
Oh, okay, we're going to pause the app now. Now we're going to go back to the screen again, the app itself. Let's go back to the home section. The home section has 4 links on there. One to my Amazon page, which is my books. I have 17 published journal articles on ResearchGate. You can look at all these research articles right here on topics such as depression, anxiety, addictions, anger. We also have my blog right there, and then my website, emotionalcoretherapy.com. There's a link to my books. I've written 8 books on spirituality and stress, including the 5 or 6 major religions, plus books without religion, plus a golf psychology book we have on there. Then we have my journal articles, which are teaching tools. The app is the most effective model in the world for happiness, so you can monitor your happiness too, which is just amazing. That'll be my next tutorial. There's a training video that's an hour long. You can watch that training video, which will help you teach you how to learn to use the app. And then the last setting is the settings section. If you go to the About Us section, it teaches how to use the app. It's really important to use the app for small things first, maybe like throwing your back out, maybe losing a $5 bill, or maybe slipping down and falling, or just being bothered by something small. And then later on, you can pick the big stresses in life. You can use this app basically for any stress you're feeling. So there's the whole app and tutorial. I hope you like it. If you have any questions, put them on the comment page. And this is the most effective approach in the world for depression. You can start when you start to take ownership of your depression, rate it. You can then move towards healthy relationships that bring you joy and relief. Ultimately, you have to release these relations, the psychic pain of grief and fear, and it takes time. And you have compassion for yourself to do this with the app here. Thank you.